Welcome to Santa Ana, California, home of the modern-day Monarchs for the 2009 CIF Girls Basketball Championships. Long Beach Poly looking for their third straight championship coming into this game against the Cajon Cowboys, who were also thirsty for that hardware. There you see Jasmine Dixon, last year's finals MVP, and this year's star for Poly, Monique Oliver, who is USC bound. But let me introduce you to Layshia Clarendon, who's going to Cal next year, and we knew we were in for a dogfight right from the get-go. We knew one of the important matchups was going to be Oliver against Darche Burnside, who's going to Arkansas, and Burnside would get the better of Oliver in the early going with the putback in the bucket there, and then Clarendon starts to heat up, hits a jumper there, and then gets by her defender and hits another teardrop over Oliver. Cajon would find themselves with a 6-0 lead, and Poly had to call a timeout, got knocked back on their heels. Oliver would begin offensively passing the ball and finding Tenitra Bird in the post. There's 2 buckets of hers early on. Coach Buggs says he likes that. Let's continue to go to her, so they do. Here's Bird with another short jumper, and her buckets early on really kept Poly in this game. But you just can't give Clarendon any space. She's such a good shooter, and from just inside half court, banks in a buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter. Cajon's fans love it, and they ended up having a pretty comfortable lead heading into the second quarter. But Monique Oliver started to get her groove going there with the block. Poly corrals it, and we go the other way. Oliver hustles down the court, snags the rebound, and puts it in, and Poly is sticking close, but it's not easy. Burnside is a great defender and has Oliver's number in the post, and then Clarendon just kept finding seams. Here she gets the bucket and the foul. Cajon takes a pretty comfortable lead into the half, but Oliver steps up that defense going into the third quarter. Here she finds Brittany Wilson for 2 of her 11 points. And then Oliver, another block. This time Maria Crook-Williams gets it down to Oliver, who finds Thaddeus Southall on the bucket, and Poly's right back in this one. They step up the defense on Clarendon with lots of pressure, lots of double teams, just trying to get the ball out of her hands. But when you put one defender on her, she exploits it. There's the baseline jumper. It was just too easy for her at times. She would end up with 29 points. Meanwhile, Monique Oliver cannot get it going against Burnside's defense and the rest of Cajon. And Clarendon, it was just like child's play to her at some points. Against that legendary Poly defense, Coach Buggs has to wipe the board clean and figure out something new. But Oliver just can't get it going underneath. The jumpers also weren't falling for Poly, and all of a sudden they find themselves down 15 points in the fourth quarter, and Cajon just had to milk the clock to let this one keep going. Maria Crook-Williams tries to get something going with the runner in the lane, and then Jasmine Shirley with the steal, but she draws air on the three-pointer. Kelly Thompson does the same, and you can see the frustration on Monique Oliver's face. Poly finds himself in unfamiliar territory down in the fourth quarter. Late in the game, Burnside hits some big free throws, and Cajon can smell it. It's fitting that the game would end on a Burnside block, one of her 7 blocks, and the Cajon Cowboys are your 2009 CIF champions, dethroning the Poly Jackrabbits. Clarendon ends with 29, and Poly heads back to the bench. Certainly not the ending they were hoping for, but they will get a second chance at redemption in the state playoffs. Certainly second place, the runner-up trophy, is nothing to hang your head about, but they were definitely hoping for more. Clarendon is named MVP, and what if we get to see these 2 teams back in action in the state playoffs? But for now, Cajon Cowboys, your 2009 CIF champions.